Like you say, water customers, the sewer
So
customers.
we're gonna put
Is
them
that
all
right?
in one pool?
Correct.
Pool, and so all of them
Please
are
do.
gonna pay then, right?
That's what he's telling you. They're utility customers.
So all of the utility customers in Yates County will be paying for this 2 mile radius.
Yes, that's what he's telling you.
That's all I want you to say is,
It's
yes.
taking 5 minutes to say the same thing, yes.
Can I
And
add
that
one
is not
clarification?
conveyed to the public, but all of them are gonna have to pay for this.
Can I add a clarification to that? And I'm trying to be helpful, so I appreciate the continued questions, because they are helping me understand, the questions that you're asking. Your water customers will continue to pay a water bill. Your water and sewer customers will pay a water and sewer bill. And those two enterprises are set up based on the rate model that was developed to self-fund.
That's right, zero balance, so we'll self-fund the capital, incurring capital costs.
The thing about it is, now, we're talking operational costs.
That's
The
right.
cost to put up a facility, we're talking grant money that
That's
we're
right.
receiving. But when you look at operational costs, you have to think about the fact that we already have a sewer system. Who's paying that down? Utility company, our water, we're paying it. The citizens are paying for the utility, the sewage facility that we have to support the high school, community center, and so forth. So we've already got a sewage system. That operational cost is gonna have to be broken down and applied to all, what we're already spending. It's not gonna cost the county to bring on new customers. It's gonna cost something, but we're gonna pay those operational costs right now because we have the system. It's not like that we don't have a system. We're expanding the system. So when we talk about $176,000 operational cost, it's gonna probably cost us just about that if we didn't do anything. If we did nothing right now, we have to have someone to keep that plant serviced, maintained, monitored, whatever. That's gonna have to happen. So, there's gonna be some added cost, but it's not, the citizens bearing costs that they're not already bearing.
And also, as far as your projected revenue streams, we are conservative with the projection of expenses. In other words, you incur a year's worth of expenses no matter where you are in that year versus, as your system is coming online, you have less revenues and you have less expenses. In other words, you don't pay the full amount to operate that system every year if you don't have a full number of customers. You pay some portion of that, just like you get a portion of the revenues. So again, I believe I don't have the rate model in front of me, and I apologize for not having that model in front of me to speak to you today. I didn't understand that we're gonna go into that in detail, and I apologize for that. But I believe we treated the expenses and revenues on an annual basis. So we projected a conservative expense number to make sure that you had sufficient revenues to cover those expenses and contribute to your reserve funds.
So how are we gonna be conservative on our expense side? It's gonna be what it is, isn't it? Gus?
You have certain expenses
I
that
mean, there are some costs to a certain extent.
you have certain.
They're gonna be semi-variable.
You have certain expenses that you will pay no matter how many customers are there, and fixed costs. And you have certain expenses such as electricity and expendables and certain minor equipment, certain chemicals, things of that nature that you consume at a greater rate based on a greater flow or a greater number of customers.
There are semi-variable expenses related on the
Right.
capacity, but I understand that. It's, the only thing I wanted to bring out of this whole thing is that exactly like Toby said, now we become a utility fund and everyone pays.
Gus, did we ever intend or expect any magical thing for this to all start off as a project that would be making money up front? I mean, that wasn't never started.
Well, you folks have been,
Magically, we would be making money as soon as we turned it on, right?
well, you folks have been very fortunate to receive a great deal of grant funds, as was described previously, which helps you tremendously expedite the return rate on your investment in your utility.
And that is the good thing, Gus. This is the only thing that concerns me about it. When someone gives me something, when my dad gave me an allowance, he came to me and asked me, "What did you do with it, son?"
You still got it, right?
I know. But that's what really concerns me. I heard what you said at the first of the thing. So that I really am very curious as to the people that reviewed this and said, hey, this is a great thing, which it is. It has the potential to be a good thing. I'm not, and the reason it is because of the grant dollars. But if we don't do a good job of executing that and count on Mr. Olds to do his part, we're in big trouble.
Yes, we are.
Big trouble.
But the other option is doing nothing, right?
That's true.
Well, one of the, John was talking about good points. The grant money is certainly the thing that makes it viable. It's certainly the thing that allows us to expedite and move forward, which I'm excited about growth. But one point hadn't been mentioned is there are some businesses outside of the State Forest Credit Union. There are some businesses that are going to come. They're going to generate jobs, and they're going to generate revenue. And they're going to we're going to be able to dismiss in a few years, we're going to be able to dismiss the cliche comment that Gates County doesn't have anything. We're going to be able to remove that. We're going to be able to remove that tag because you're not going to be able to say that any longer. We've got those businesses out there generating jobs and generating revenue. So.
The only thing wrong with that, Jack, is this analogy. Dollar General and Family Dollar, they didn't consider this. Why not? Why did they not consider that was a viable thing for them? Why did they choose where they chose? It's all about traffic patterns and flows and availability of people.
Well, for the name brand restaurants and things like that, it's not about just traffic flow. It's about cluster development too, and that's a good thing.
I think it might be a little presumptuous for any of this, at this table to decide why Dollar General put their business where they put it. That'll be for Dollar General to decide.
Well, I can tell you what.
You know why Dollar General made their business decision.
I'm just glad they came.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's, anything else, just on the sewers, the questions on this, that we can go ahead and move forward?
Chairman, I do have one or two other items
Go ahead, if you would,
I'd like to bring forward to you. When you begin providing utilities for the public, you begin generally with a feasibility study and a master plan. County did. The great thing about that is as businesses come and as folks are attracted to that area because the presence of those utilities makes the development of those sites more viable, you begin to have different scenarios that come to fruition. And one of those has come forth that I wanted to bring to your attention and ask for your guidance on. As you may recall, the master plan for your sewer project included the economic development project plus a few thousand feet of sewer extension to the west and east. That extension of utility was, again, to provide for utilities for that area to continue to expand and grow. Since the creation of the master plan, some of the businesses that are being located within the project itself are just beyond the reach of the master plan sewer project. In other words, based on the site and topography and what it makes good, reasonable sense from an engineering perspective, your master plan included providing the sewer utility to, let's say, the front half of the property that the economic development project is going on. And there are a few businesses now who have identified some areas in the back half that make more sense to them for reasons unknown to us. But regardless, those folks are certainly very interested in participating in your sewer utility.